Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me at the back? Yeah, that's better. Cool. I guess I got a bit of attention even before I started. The discussion on Omnichannel was not meant to introduce me, so I will not get into that. What I'm going to speak about is partnership in the evolving retail landscape. And I think retail is evolving, is moving, and moving quite rapidly, as we all know. And I think, in a way, the introduction itself happened in the previous session because today, retail is no more about offline or online. It's omni-channel. But it's much beyond just omni-channel. And the way the ecosystem is evolving, collaborations, working together, partnerships are obviously the key. And that's what I'll be talking about. I'll just cover three sections. I'll just talk about the evolving retail landscape in India, and I think it's important to put that in context. I'll talk about Myntra and the enablers for Myntra itself, and then some of the key partnerships that we have, some examples of partnerships to put this to life. The big India opportunity, and I think this is something I'm sure everyone in this room is well aware of, but what I'm trying to do here is to put this into numbers. Today, we are the 5th largest economy in the world. In terms of retail, we are the 4th largest. By the end of next year, by end of 2025, India should be the 4th largest, and by the end of 2026, we are expected to become the 3rd largest economy in the world. Just digest that. The 3rd largest economy in the world is what India will be. And just the number of consumers that you would be catering to as the economy grows is humongous. Even as we speak today, India has the 2nd highest number of internet users in the world. We have over 900 million users of internet. And we have the 3rd highest e-retail shoppers in the world at over 140 million. Look at the gap between 140 and 900. And that just gives you a perspective of, while we are already the 3rd largest, the headroom that's available for growth. Today, the overall lifestyle market is about 130 billion. 80% of this is fashion, as you can see in the graph. The footwear is the 2nd largest, followed by accessories. And then all of the others, predominantly beauty and a few other categories put together, is about 20 to 25 billion. So that's just a composition. And if you then look at, and I think this is important, and link this back to the first slide that I had shown you in terms of the total number of e-retail shoppers, the total number of internet users, and the economy itself. 66% of retail today is in the unorganized sector. If you look at this same data 15 years back, it was over 80%. So it is moving, and a lot of the growth that is happening in the economy, and specifically for retail, is unorganized moving to organized. By category, it varies. For grocery, etc., it will still be probably 90% unorganized. When it comes to lifestyle, it is 66%. And within that, the split of online to offline is probably the closest. 22% is organized offline, organized online is 12%. And you can see, again, the opportunity for both. Second point, the cities beyond the top 50. And that's contributing to 2/3 of the consumption today. And that is growing at a much faster pace. And then the third point is masstige and mass are obviously the largest segments within that. But premiumization is leading to a much more rapid growth at the top of the funnel. And that's something which is, as the economy improves, as the economy not improves, continues to grow, as disposable income continues to grow, the middle class, 500 million will go to about 700 million. And as that happens, the premium and the luxury segments will continue to grow at a much faster pace. And that's just the broad demographics that I want each of you to just digest and absorb. If we then look at where India ranks and where India stands compared to the rest of the world. And just look at that graph there and look at where China was in 2013. We are still a long way off, even in 2023. And don't even look at where we are compared to the rest of the Western world. So the headroom for growth for India is again massive. And this is just per capita consumption. And of course, we are a large country, 1.4 billion people, and hence per capita looks low. But even if you were to take just the middle class and just a third of that population, even then the headroom for growth is so much higher. And that's what makes India one of the most attractive destinations for all retail. And then just saying that same point, but just making it even more crisp. Look at where apparel and accessories is, the penetration for online specifically, and where the developed markets are. So in summary, I think if you look at the evolution of retail, tier 2, the growth of the economy itself, growth of internet, growth of e-retail, all of that just points to the immense opportunity that there is in the country for growth. Add to that the demographic dividend that India has. India is the only large country in the world which has a growing under 25 population today. Forget today. In 10 years' time, India will still be the only large economy which will have a growing young population. And that just makes the opportunity in India even larger. And that's what makes India one of the most attractive destinations for retail. And today, every single international brand in the world, if they are not already present, want to be in India because they see the opportunity. Pretty much it is the last frontier for all retailers, and that's where India has this huge opportunity. Talking of that, Myntra and a bit of demographics of Myntra itself. I'm assuming I'm talking to a room full of shoppers, so I don't need to introduce the brand. Anyone who doesn't shop on Myntra at the moment? Okay, 3 hands I saw, which obviously gives us a little bit of headroom for growth, and that's the way we would look at it. But just a bit of introduction about the brand, about what we do. We are in the mid-segment lifestyle retailer, e-tailer, over 9,700 brands on the platform, over 400 international brands, 70 million monthly active users, and we service 95% of the country today. Some of the partners who are exclusive with us, Next and Mango are the most recent ones. We also have partners with H&M, Nike, Estee Lauder, with specific exclusive lines which would be available only on Myntra. And these are partnerships which have been nurtured and have continued to grow over the last many, many years. Each of the panelists who you had in the previous session, all of them bless us with their business. Obviously, there are challenges, and those are something which we jointly solve and evolve. And specifically touching upon Omnichannel, we have 4,500 stores at which Myntra is linked to today. Pretty much all of the top brands in the country and their stores are all linked on Omnichannel, and that's what makes it possible for us to service the customer when they want, how they want, in a way that they would like us to engage with them. The foundation of our business, technology, and that's something which we are immensely proud of. Innovation is what we have consistently evolved on, and that's something we consistently continue to invest into. And I'll talk a little bit more about that a bit later. Brand and brand marketing, again, a bit more I'll touch upon. I'll elaborate on that in the following slides. And we keep a track of how we're doing using NPS, and we are delighted to always see that our NPS is north of 85%. And that's something which we monitor extremely, extremely closely, because that's what tells us, are we serving our customer? Are we delighting our customer? The 70 million monthly active users, almost a split of 50-50 between men and women. 80% of our customers are in the age group of 22 to 34. And that's the sweet spot that there is for us. Split by tier metros and tier 1 is 55%, 45% is tier 2. And our own Myntra Insider program is top 15% of our customers contribute to half of our total business. And these customers have 3x the number of sessions of the average. 4 out of 5 users visit us every month, and they spend 3 times more than what a normal customer spends. All of this is powered by our marketing engine, and that's what brings customers onto the platform. And it's a 3-way partnership between customers, brands, and creators. And creators and influencers are a huge part of how customers and why customers come onto our platform. And this is led by engaging content. Over 10,000 creators who showcase trends for the brands. We have an engaged Instagram community and over 3 million on YouTube, and over 50,000 videos on the platform across fashion, beauty, home. And the Glam Clan that we launched recently, which again I'll talk to a little bit more about later, is something which is a step extending that partnership, democratizing that partnership even more. Personalizing customer journey, and this is again, I talked about Fashion GPT, I talked about My Stylist, and each of these, and this is where we have leveraged technology, leveraged AI, and invested into creating and bringing the latest trends, offering effectively a personal stylist who looks, basically looking at your past history in terms of what you have bought. You have the option of uploading what your wardrobe is, and based on what your wardrobe is, it puts down as to what your likes are, what your choices are, and brings that, offers to you effectively. Let's say you were to ask my Fashion GPT, suggest an outfit for me to wear to a board meeting in Lucknow, and it'll come up with your entire choice. Go on to My Stylist and actually say, I want to use the latest trend and style myself. Again, you get a list. And this is something based on personalizing your own choices, your own behavior with what's trending in the market. And this is something which we are consistently innovating on, and that's what's making a difference, that's what bringing customers onto the platform. With that background, if I just talk of what we do on partnerships, and in a way, talking about partnerships and importance of partnerships is a bit like in today's ecosystem, in today's world, it's like saying food's important to survive. I think we've moved away from a world where it was about going solo. Today it's about a shared ecosystem, collaborations, partnerships to be able to serve the customer the fastest, the latest, at a time of their desire. I'm talking of 3 things. I'm talking of partnerships with brands. I'll talk of partnerships with various third-party platforms, and most importantly, influencers and celebrities who are prime drivers of fashion and trends, and hence very, very important for us. First example, and we are the exclusive partners for Mango in the country, have been for over 5 years. We launch over 2,500 styles per season, 40% styles launched online every season. We also operate stores for Mango through franchise partners, and we've grown that in the last 5 years. We've grown that 10 times. We've got over 50 stores today, 4 flagship stores, and the campaigns that we have launched online have had over 100 million impressions, using Kiara as a brand ambassador, but also having celebrities and influencers and micro-influencers. And that's how we've gone beyond the top cities into tier 2s, and that's how we continue to grow the brand. And the split between online and offline is nicely spread for us to be able to reach far more in the country than we would have otherwise been able to do. The other example that I'll talk about is the Myntra Rising Stars program. And this is something focused on the D2C segment of the market. And this is a program to accelerate growth for homegrown D2C brands across fashion, lifestyle, and beauty. Over 850 brands, over 2 lakh styles, and a growth of over 65% in the year that we are. And this has been possible because we help the brands to reach customers, be very, very focused in terms of how they reach their target segment, helping them to build demand for their brands, and also a self-serving platform so that they are able to operate themselves. A few of the examples of brands that have grown with us are at the bottom of the slide, and this is a list that continues to grow. The Myntra Global Partnership Program, this is the third example that I want to give on partnership, and this is something unique that we do on Myntra. And this is for all of the international brands. Literally, this is going beyond borders. Some of the brands that we do this with: Trendyol, Kuton, Happiness Istanbul, De facto, Zalora, Alcatel. And that's just a small list. And we also have hybrid, where you have the brand with some inventory in the country, but with a lot larger outside of the country. And what it does for the customer is to be able to access the latest trends of the brand at the same time as it is available in the rest of the world. What it does for the brand is to be able to reach the customer without having to invest and bringing inventory into the country. And literally, it is about making the entire catalog of the brand live from whichever country they operate in. And this is something which, again, using technology, we've been able to innovate. We've been able to make that link so that on a real-time basis, customers are able to see the latest collection, the latest fashion at the same time as the rest of the world, and can order at the click of a button. And it gets delivered to them in a few days, slightly longer than what it would take if the inventory were to be in the country. But for that opportunity to be able to get that latest fashion, what we realize is customers are willing to wait, happy to wait, provided they're getting something unique, something different. And this is something which we have been continuously expanding as we go forward. Moving away from brands to looking at partnership with a large network of third-party platforms and channels that we work with. And again, two separate channels I'm talking about. One is content-led inspiration and discovery. And here, the traditional channels, and I call it traditional today, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, and so on and so forth. And we have over 7,500 creators posting over 26,000 content pieces on the platform on a monthly basis. And that's generating to over 120 million engagements. Just absorb those numbers. Traditional channels again, publications, hoardings, and so on and so forth. And then from a fintech point of view, offers and cashbacks for customers using that other area of the industry which has been growing rapidly in terms of UPI and credit card-led reward programs, bank-led and cashback-led platforms, all of it linking back, and for the platforms and for the third parties to be able to reach the customer in a much more targeted way rather than spraying and praying. Influencer and collaborations that we do, the off-app activities with celebrities, influencers, those are something which we do regularly. But also what we launched very recently, the Ultimate Glam Clan. And this is democratizing and giving the opportunity for every customer to become an influencer. From the time that we have launched, we have signed up over 1 lakh of people who have become creators on their own. These are customers who have bought on the platform, can then take a video of themselves or create a video for themselves and put it up on the Myntra platform. And based on that, if a customer were to buy, they would get a commission from that. So it's creating a complete ecosystem where every customer can also become an influencer and by default becomes a creator. And this is leading to a much larger ecosystem partnership to the next level in terms of not just a professional influencer creators, but with just regular customers. And that's again where we've used technology to be able to do that. Myntra Minis is another area where we are allowing again regular users, regular customers can become influencers, create effectively TikTok-like videos which can be posted on Myntra. And again, all you need to do is you should have bought something on the platform and then you're talking about it. As a customer, you get reviews from real users. As somebody who's bought the platform, or who's bought from the platform, you get the opportunity to become a creator. That's again taking partnership to that next level really. And finally, talking of being a partner of choice to brands with limited edition collections. Two examples here. One was Stella McCartney with Adidas, which was exclusive on Myntra. The other one was Anamika Khanna with H&M, which again, apart from H&M stores and on H&M.com, it was available only on Myntra. And the entire collection that was available sold out within an hour. And that was the power of what we were able to create by being able to reach the customer in a targeted way much more efficiently than would have been otherwise possible. Just a couple of examples of what we've done. And the more traditional way where we've partnered with L'Oreal for Paris Fashion Week, where we did a complete 360-degree activation across app, product launches, exclusive offers, PR, content on both the L'Oreal app as well as the Myntra app, and finally an exclusive launch of a lipstick signed by Alia. That was just a whole 360-degree collaboration that we had done. And essentially these are various examples of partnerships that to bring it to life as to what's possible, what's happening, and how important it is for every retailer, every brand, every platform to go on to that. And we believe we are leading the way, and that's what I've shared with you in the last few minutes. Effectively, to summarize, affluence in the country is growing. There is this increase in affluence is creating an opportunity for every one of us, every business, every new brand, every large brand, and indeed every single business in the country. And to reach out to this ever-growing cohort, it's important to have collaborations and partnerships so that you're able to reach your customer efficiently in the shortest possible time at a place that the customer chooses to engage with you. Thanks for listening. Happy to take any questions. Can we have the mic, please? Excuse me. Can we have a mic handed out, please?
Hi Venu, Kiran here from Grovisto. So you are building in a lot of social elements onto the platform, which is pretty interesting. Amazon has not been able to do it in India or US, and similarly Instagram has not been able to build the commerce elements effectively, Instagram or Facebook. Where do you see Myntra's current entry into this space? Do you think it's at a level where you would say that you have crossed a milestone? That's first question. Second thing, what do you think has been the special thing that you have done to say that you have crossed that milestone?
So I think social commerce is extremely important, becoming even more important, and probably still in its infancy compared to if you take especially countries like Singapore, Indonesia, Philippines, etc., where it has become a lot more, I think, a regular way of business pretty much. We've done a few things. Would I say we have achieved it, we have arrived? No, definitely not. I think we're still scratching the surface. Some of the examples I gave you are just where we've just begun. I mean, like Glam Clan is something we recently launched. Something else which we've done with YouTube, Flipkart and Myntra as a group, we've partnered with YouTube, pretty much doing the same thing where as an influencer, you can put up your video with product recommendations, and if it leads to a purchase, that's something which earns you revenue. So I think it's giving opportunity for customers, creators, everyone to be a part of the ecosystem. Having said that, I think given how important influencers and creators are, I think this is something which is only continuing to grow, and there's no two ways about it. Innovation will be the name of the game, and being able to reach customers in the shortest possible time, but also in a very focused manner, I think is what will lead to success.
Hi Venu, I'm Rakesh from Hyperspace. We are a house of brands and enabler company. So how do you think quick commerce is going to change the fashion game? That is question one. And the second thing is, what is Myntra's approach to omnichannel retail? So are you going to have Myntra stores as such, apart from the brand outlets, or what is going to be your omnichannel approach, and what would go into quick commerce and what would be, a larger delivery model?
Okay.
Thanks.
So let me take that one at a time. Quick commerce is changing consumer behavior. It is leading to consumers wanting to buy something instantly, and I think that's a very recent phenomena. Blinkit was launched a long time back, and it was written off a long time back, and just see how the consumer behavior has changed. I think customers will want things at the same instant as they are looking at it. It's for brands and retailers to figure out how to do it, to be able to do it efficiently and in a way that is sustainable. I mean, you heard the previous panel talk about some of the challenges, and those are real challenges, but that cannot and should not stop a brand and a retailer from offering the customer the service of being able to buy at the same time as they want it. And I think there are quite a few examples already. We've launched Now, and it is a selection of product that's now available across fashion, across beauty, and that's something which we will continue to grow, because I think that's what the customer is wanting, and hence the importance of being able to offer it. The second part, in terms of omnichannel and how Myntra should play and how would we evolve, I think we partner with our brands, and we are not we are a platform which offers over 7,000 brands that we have, and that's something which we will continue to do. Our intent is not to go and set up physical stores. That's not what we do. We are an e-commerce platform, and that's what we will continue to be. We are tied up with over 4,500 stores already, over 300 brands, and that's the ecosystem which we will continue to evolve, so that we are able to offer product which is available in the store of the brand to the customer, and using our logistic network to be able to get it to the customer in the shortest possible time, which is where, in a way, how we also bring or marry quick commerce with omnichannel. I think we are short of time. Yeah, one last question.
Yeah, I think we could do with one last question.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is Jagdish from FlowSmart. Of course, it was great on how Myntra offers to generate the demand for its brand. But what kind of partnerships are there for brand to align itself to meet to the demand? Because that's the second half of the story which a lot of brands struggle to align with. So what kind of partnerships are available in Myntra so that the brands can benefit from it?
I think the availability of data that we have in terms of who's buying the brand, the demography, the different cuts of not just the brand but also within the brand, what geography customers are looking at, what kind of products that are looking at, gives the opportunity to then tailor make what would work well for the brand on the platform. And this is something which a lot of brands are doing on a regular basis, on a monthly basis, some even on a weekly basis, to be able to tailor the choice so that they're able to maximize the revenue for themselves. And this is something which we do very, very regularly with pretty much all of our key partners. And anybody who's on the platform, whether it's a D2C brand or the established brands, working closely with our teams is what would enable you to be able to do that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.